Oh, what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE SmackDown Live Review. Yes, another review of this one, even though I just did one already, and you're probably wondering why I'm doing another one. Well, because I accidentally deleted it, because the first video I was trying to upload at first, it took too long to upload, and then and for some reason I thought maybe it wasn't responding very well, because it was taking way too long to upload, so I decided to upload on the second one, you know. Well, which was the same video though, but still. And then also now starts both of them start uploading, properly, which I don't understand why it was acting up like that. And after it was done, you know, I saw both of them up on there. One of them had 10 views, but the other one didn't have any views whatsoever. So the one that didn't have views, I deleted it, which it was the original one, and the one that had most views, I was playing it, but it kept saying retrying, and all that, and like, what the fuck's what's going on? So here I am doing another one. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna go run through it again, and I'm not gonna take too long this time. So here we go. So the show from March 5th, 2019, at Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton and Corey Graves on commentary. Show opened up with Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, the video package on the recap weapon with the whole contract signing, where Vince McMahon basically replaced Kofi Kingston with Kevin Owens. And there you go. Then we get to Daniel Bryan and Roman coming out. Daniel Bryan, who's the WWE champion, who talks about Kofi Kingston, and then what pertains to Kofi Kingston being replaced by Kevin Owens at Fastlane. And then Roman gets a microphone and says, for the fans to keep their mouths shut as Daniel Bryan speaking. And they all chant for Kofi. So Daniel Bryan talks about, Kofi is not a leader. He is just a supporting player, which is why he's doing a promotion outside of WWE in India. And then he talks about Kevin Owens. Is the type of guy who eats garbage food and everything, and with him being WWE champion, it will be a loss to the planet. And then Kevin Owens comes out to talk about him being out for 5 months and being a part of the WWE fans, for being away for that long. As he's at the time he was watching Raw and SmackDown, and then he saw that one episode of SmackDown where Daniel Bryan just do the WWE Championship belt in the trash, the one with the leather strap, and he said he couldn't stand by it anymore, so this is why he came back. And they kept going back and forth at each other, making jokes, reference, whatever, And then Owens goes to confront Daniel Bryan. Owens for Roman getting in the way. Roman gets punched by Owens. Daniel Bryan fights off Owens. Owens ends up fighting Daniel Bryan, and then also the numbers game got the best of Owens, and Roman took out Owens, and then this led to a match between Owens and Roman from later on tonight. Later on that night, basically. So we'll get to that later. Jey Uso, being accompanied by Jimmy Uso, goes up against The Miz, being accompanied by Shane McMahon. The Usos currently a promo about what happened at Elimination Chamber when they became the 6-time tag team champions, for SmackDown, and they're going to go up against the best tag team in the world at Fastlane, and basically talking about The Miz, basically making fun of him and everything, and then basically The Miz and Shane McMahon said something too at one point. But the Usos were kind of a good promo, which I find it was fun. I find it a little bit annoying when it was kind of a promo, because they kept repeating something. I think best tag team in the world, something like that. But it was doing. But I thought they were. But I thought their promo delivery was pretty good. But as far as the match was, decent. It was short too, but basically, folks. But Jimmy Uso tried to get involved. Jimmy McMahon took care of Jimmy Uso from the outside. Just dressed Jey Uso for the Miz to get the Skull Crusher finale and get the win. So there you go. Then we get to Charlotte Flair. She was being in the interview backstage. Basically, I didn't care for the interview. I didn't care for it. Blah blah blah. Like I said, I can't stand Charlotte Flair's promo anymore. It's not that good. It's terrible. It's like listen to a record player, keep scratching, over and over again. That's what it sounded like. But basically, she wants to call Becky Lynch about the match at Fastlane. We'll get to that later. We get the WWE United States Championship Open Challenge with R-Truth talking about his childhood hero John Cena, and I like, fuck this. I don't want to hear any more about John Cena. And then they do a 7-second dance break, And then Lacey Evans shows up, doing her walkway, and then walk back. And that's how you get someone like Lacey Evans over. Not have a match, not have a cover promo, not have a segment with someone. Just have her walk out there and walk back. And that's how you get her over. Garbage. So, Samoa Joe answers the call. Rey Mysterio answers the call. Andrade Cien Owens answers the call as he is being accompanied by Zelina Vega. And they made a fair 4-way match for this open challenge. This open United States challenge. Samoa Joe was killing this in this match. He was dominating this match. He was carrying basically carrying this match with his dominance. Rey Mysterio Jr. also carried it with his speed and agility and just him being amazing, a human highlight reel. And then Andrade Cien Owens also carrying the match too, with him being the heel and with him mocking Eddie Guerrero, with the Three Amigos, and then doing this whole Latino thing on the basically to mock Mysterio and everything, because Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero we're family, we're tight, we're bro, we're homies, Yeah, you guys already know that. Yeah, should know that too. And they got R-Truth. He carried a match where he was basically getting his ass kicked. But he has been doing some good moves to the match as well. R-Truth was getting some comeback in the match, in a way. Zelina Vega got involved at one point to take out R-Truth, and then Carmelo took out Zelina Vega with a super kick. Zelina Vega, basically what she did first was the Hurricane Rana to R-Truth, and then Carmelo came out of nowhere with a super kick. So Mysterio goes for a 619 to Andrade Cien Owens, goes for a nice frog splash to Andrade Cien Owens, and then Samoa Joe gets in there to break it up, and then goes to pick up Andrade to get him on the Samoan Slam, and gets a 3 count in the win. So surprisingly, shockingly, Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission machine, is your winner and new United States champion in the WWE. And I say to myself, why the fuck did it take about 2 years for Samoa Joe to become a champion in WWE? Well, he's been champion before, but on NXT, WWE NXT. But main rosters on the side, he should have been Intercontinental Champion. He should have been Universal Champion. But instead, they waited this long to finally give him a belt that the WWE doesn't even give a fuck about in the United States Championship. Because it's the same thing, if you're a United States Champion, you will not be featured that much on TV. Like R-Truth at one point, Shinsuke Nakamura. I complained about that before. Rusev to a degree. Dean Ambrose, who at one point barely defended the title, like a Shinsuke. Basically they don't give a fuck about this United States Championship belt unless your name is John Cena, Roman Reigns. But I am happy for Samoa Joe winning the United States Championship. But at the same time, wow, why did it take this long for Samoa Joe to finally win a championship belt on the main roster? They show a video about the New Day and India, and they said they're gonna be at Fastlane. Basically, Kofi Kingston was saying that he was not upset of him losing the opportunity, even though he did it last week. But this week he's fine with it because he's with the New Day. He's in India. He should be selling, at least do some storytelling that you're even though you're having a good time with your buddies, that you're still in your mind upset and disappointed that your spot's been taken away by Vince McMahon. Whatever, right? Forget about that, right? Caleb Braxton interviews Samoa Joe. Basically, Samoa Joe, wherever he talks, he commands your demand. He demands your command, basically, and basically he gets your attention. You pay attention with Samoa Joe because of promo, basically. He gets you invested. He gets you basically when he talks, you listen. And that's what happens with Samoa Joe because of promo. With his intensity and everything, saying that he's the champion now. He doesn't come out there to do any dance breaks. He doesn't love John Cena. He doesn't find any disrespect of his opponents, and he will give them nightmares and and for more to come with chance of him being United States champion. good ass promo for Samoa Joe. He always gets the job done, but he should have been champion a long time ago. Aleister Black and Ricochet versus The Bar. Decent tag team match with the Aleister Black and Ricochet winning. After the match, you got Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev attacking, Ricochet and Aleister Black, and then The Bar ends up helping out with, which is Sheamus and Cesaro, and then the Hardy Boys came out. You have Matt Hardy with his old school, tie dye shirt that he used to wear back in the Attitude Era. Basically, but Matt Hardy today he's he's the combination of Attitude Era Matt Hardy of the Hardy Boys, Manitou, V1 and the sensei of Manitou, and Broken Matt Hardy, basically. He's still doing this whole yes and delete, but also doing this, Manitou, V1 and at the same time, Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy too, and also he's in good shape too, by the way, folks. Matt Hardy, and they got Jeff Hardy there too, by the way. With his old school see-through shirt that he has, and also with current Jeff Hardy too, with the face paint, brother in a way brother Nero with the contact, the eye contacts, which is white, and also like I said, Jeff Hardy, Hardy Boys, Jeff Hardy, also doing this, whatever, yeah, what I mean, Hardy Boys basically. But anyways, they came out there for the aid of Ricochet and Aleister Black. They chased away the heels, and there you go. Mandy Rose defeat Naomi in seconds. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like it was like it felt like it was basically, if you blink, you miss the match. But yeah, Sonya Deville out there too, basically, distracting Naomi on the loss. So yeah, so you have to protect Naomi in this match to lose, whatever. But then after the match, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose were somewhere on the stage, and then Asuka attacks both of them, but most likely Mandy Rose. And also I want to talk about this one too. On Monday Night Raw, they Monday Night Raw. No, actually, on the Monday night, a live house show for SmackDown, there was a scare for Asuka here, an injury scare for Asuka, because she had a match against Mandy Rose, where it was, obviously it was an accident. People need to chill out on Mandy Rose. It was an accident. It was a move that was going for, and it looked at I don't remember how the video looked, but they said about Asuka laying on her head, something like that, or shoulder, but she ended up being okay though. But thank God she was. And again, people need to chill out on Mandy Rose. It was an accident. Accidents happens. So that's what basically happened there. And we'll see what happens at Fastlane. So yeah, Asuka's okay though. She's fine. AJ Styles was being interviewed by Kayla Braxton backstage about Kevin Owens replacing Kofi Kingston, and he's upset because of that. And then Randy Orton shows up and says, "So you're upset that Kofi Kingston got that spot, and you didn't get that spot, basically?" And he's like, "No wonder why it took you 15 years to get to WWE." And then I was like, "Whoa, wow!" Randy Orton threw some shades that AJ Styles there. Obviously, they're planting seeds there for AJ Styles versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So, and they're not even gonna be at Fastlane. Kevin Owens versus Rowan, being accompanied by Dan Bryan, as Dan Bryan was on commentary. Match ended in about 2 minutes or 3 because Dan Bryan attacks Kevin Owens. But here's what happened basically. Kevin Owens was on the floor. Dan Bryan was talking trash to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens had enough and attacked him. Rowan goes after Owens, and then Dan Bryan gets out, just go after him, and that's how the match ends. So Kevin Owens wins by disqualifications, and they beat up on Kevin Owens. And then we get the returning Mustafa Ali to come to the aid of Kevin Owens. I would have loved if Sami Zayn would make his return. It would have been nice, but instead they went with Mustafa Ali instead, which is good. Mustafa Ali is back. I'm glad he's doing okay, and I'm glad he could come back and do what he does best. In that ring. So there you go. Basically more development here to end the bill for Owens and Daniel Bryan, even though it was short. It a short amount of time. They should win for Kofi Kingston. I'm just saying. For him to lose, so I could be happy with that. And then we could have done Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And now we get to the final segment to end the show. Charlotte Flair wants to get Becky Lynch out there, and Becky Lynch comes out. She's in the crutch. Her arm is banged up because on Raw they lifted the suspension of Becky Lynch, so she's back now. And a match that was originally supposed to happen, it was supposed to be Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, because a week ago on Raw, yeah, I think I did a review of that one. Yeah, I did. Where they was telling us that on TV that Ronda Rousey, when she laid the belt on the mat, that means she vacated the belt because she didn't want because she tried to get Stephanie McMahon to lift the suspension of Becky Lynch for so that it could be Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey instead of Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. And the whole story is that Stephanie McMahon says she can't do that, and that she's sorry and everything, but no, the answer is no. And then all of a sudden she decided to lift the suspension of Becky Lynch on Raw, because story here is that Ronda Rousey let go of the belt, so we need a match for WrestleMania. But at the same time they was going to do the match at Fastlane, because they need a champion to represent the women's division, So Ronda Rousey shows up, and she said that she never vacated the belt. This whole, folks, I could tell you, I could try to explain this very clearly to make sense, but after all this storyline going on, I can't make sense of this, folks. This makes no fucking sense. So now the match at Fastlane is going to be to determine who's going to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Well, actually, not that, because again, you have Becky Lynch, who won the Women's Royal Rumble, but because she ended up being suspended because of her injury, and and she's still injured too, by the way. Kayfabe, she's injured. That was the only reason why they suspended her, because she refused some medical attention. And then she was clear, and then she apologized. The way they did was so fucking stupid too. And then this man is like, you know what? I don't accept your apology. You're suspended. You have a bad attitude. And then Charlotte Flair is going to take your place. The whole storyline is stupid, folks. It makes no fucking sense. It's so fucking confusing. I wish I could make sense of this, folks. I wish I could explain it, but it's so fucking stupid. So now, Charlotte Flair from SmackDown is still in the match against Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title, and Becky Lynch has to win the match against Charlotte Flair at Fastlane. But she won the Women's Royal Rumble. What the fuck? I wish I can make more sense of this, but WWE, they're fucking idiots. There's no continuity whatsoever. But anyways, Becky Lynch came out there and basically said what she had to say to Charlotte Flair about discussing this whole thing as friends, saying that she's all banged up, and her legs, her knee, whatever, and her arm, that because of what Ronda Rousey did, and she says, but she's more dangerous that way too. And then Charlotte Flair basically attacks Becky Lynch, attacking the knee, and then Becky Lynch fights back, with the crutch and all that, and then gets her and to disarm her, even though her arm supposed to be hurt, that, but at the same time, whatever. Because Ronda Rousey did the same thing with Charlotte Flair when Charlotte Flair gave her the beating, from some Survivor Series, and then the next night she no-sold it. So I guess you could say Becky Lynch doing the same thing too here, but whatever. But yeah, but basically Becky Lynch was showcasing that even though she's damaged, she's still dangerous that way, and she showcases it in this one, and that in the show ends with referees come out and break it up. So, and that was the show. So Tomorrow Wrestling for Smack, and by the way, this was the go home show edition for WWE SmackDown Live, where it pertains to go home to watch WWE Fastlane 2019. So, but Tomorrow Wrestling for SmackDown Live, the show from March 5th, 2019. Five matches. Yes, 5 matches. Maybe just double check here. Five. My overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 10. To me, this was a lazy, poor job to build up on the Fastlane, and there you go. That's all I gotta say about that, folks. So, that being said, thank you all for watching. And this time, this one will not be deleted, and this time, hopefully, this will get uploaded, as soon as I can. So I apologize for that, folks. So there you go. It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. Hope you enjoy this review. Take care.